Was there something that you were working on at the time that this happened, and what's happened as a result of that?
Yeah, the premiere was cancelled. We had the premiere on the 14th, and I mean, I'm Italian, so I'm very I have a lot of contacts with Italy, and I was getting all the information. So actually, I was very nervous about the fact that we could play the premiere, even though, of course, I wanted to play the premiere, but
Yeah.
I knew it is too dangerous. So I was very happy when I think it was the Thursday before we decided to cancel the premiere. And I was very happy because of the health of all the people. But of course, it was bad.
What's the theatrical landscape going to look like post-pandemic?
Of course, I can talk about myself, and this experience is going to change my work a lot, because I've already I'm preparing some projects for the future. And I don't know if they are going to take place. Anyhow, we are preparing them because we like to keep ourselves in this creative process. And also for the very next project, the way of approaching to the topic is changing. So we are changing all, because it is about rituals.
Yeah.
And actually we wanted to do something else, but now all the rituals now are so different. So this project is going to be different, and I think also for the future, not for the next future, also for the further future, it is going to change a lot of our way of work and the topics we want to work at. And yeah, and the way we want to work, and because we appreciate now a lot of different things that before were so normal. Also the limitation of our freedom, because it's a kind of limitation. We just accept it because we have to, and then, oh, this is not the right thing to do. But I think after that we are going to, or I hope that we are going to appreciate it more. The National Theatre here started like a broadcasting program, and the National Theatre asked to all the theatre makers, also the, I mean, not, how do you say, the off theatre, the freelances theatre makers, if they wanted to participate. So I'm creating a project now, and it is so crazy because it is all about this video calling and rehearsing like this, and it is so strange. I mean, we just, where are you? I mean, I can feel you, and this is nice that we get this technology, because we can stay in touch, but it is so strange.
How do you as a director, and now as a freelance director especially, how do you approach or how do you select a project or an idea to move forward with?
Of course, there are some topics or some how do you say, some topics that are very important for me, and then it is like, okay, I know that in my life I want to make like a project with this topic, or I have a script or a text or a poem that I like a lot related to the topic that I'm interested to, and then I just start to make like some brainstorming for me. And then I try like to put all together, and I try to get the people that want to work with me about that, and then through an exchange and brainstorming together, then we create the project. Actually, I like to make theater for all the kind of audience, because I think it's very interesting if I can get in one theater room different people with different cultures, languages, age, background, cultural background. Because what I usually like to do with theater is giving questions, not giving answers, but letting questions. So my aim is more that after that they are going to reflect about what they've seen.
In a world where money is no object, of course. Although sometimes, you know, that doesn't matter in theatre. If you've just got 2 actors and 2 chairs, I mean, there's so much you can do. But is there a dream job that you have in your head, you carry around with you, that you want to one day bring to life?
Yeah. What I would like to do is like a very big international project with professional actors, dancers, singers, and musicians. So to combine them all together and to work with them. And
this is sounding very expensive, Gianna.
Yeah, but you told me it doesn't matter how much it's gonna cost. Exactly. It's like a dream. It's only a dream. There's no limitation to dreams.
Exactly.
And then I have different topics that I would like to experience for this international project. And I think that I would like put these different topics there together with all the people that are working with me, and then decide together which could be the topic, like justice, freedom. Well, the situation here in Germany is, I mean, they are really trying to give more space to women, but the reality is a bit different. I mean, there are a lot of women that are theater makers, and also very strong, very good women. But I don't know. I think, yeah, of course, it could be more. I don't focus my concentration about the fact that I'm a woman. I think for me, it's more working in a country in which I was not born. So the mother language, of course, is not my language, and I always see this like a weakness. And maybe I'm just like putting my weakness in another place, and not in the fact that I'm a woman. You know what
I do, yeah. I mean, I also wonder whether you see, you know, what you've just described is coming to the work from another language, whether you see that also as a strength sometimes.
Actually, it's nice, because sometimes when I think it's a weakness, then the people working with me tell me, no, it's not. And sometimes I just feel that it is actually good, because I have another kind of approach to the language, because I'm Italian, so I come from a Latin language. And that's why I also maybe I really love the German language, and maybe because I'm not German, so German is not my mother language, then I also maybe listen to the language in another way, because it sounds to me different as from a native speaker. We see that all the theater makers, and of course at the most the freelancers, have a very financial big problem. So actually I think that the theater makers are a very important part of the society and of the service for the society. So we should actually be protected and also financial supported in another way. So it is also now the politics and all the theater makers are talking a lot about the possibility of giving, I don't know how you say in English, like a minimum wage, wage for all the theater makers, because we are a big part of this country, but we don't have any kind of how do you say, security?
Yeah, I guess you're talking about the financial security as well, and also public funding and subsidy of the arts. Can you share a moment from your professional life as a director that you are particularly proud of?
One of the very first project I was working alone at, and I decided to work on a text of Kafka. And this was about freedom and how do we approach to freedom if it is given to us. Are we willing to get it, or are we actually like, oh no, it's okay, I'm here, this is my comfort zone, and I like it more, instead of risking for more freedom. And I combined this text with, I played it in a church with an actress, a dancer, and a musician, and all the audience was going through the church, and so we left the play at the end with the situation, with the atmosphere, with the question. It is actually in your hands, so you just can decide. And this was like the first project I made on my own completely, and in which I managed to combine dance, music, and play. How do you say, actors? Yeah,
Acting.
Acting. Thank you. And acting. And this was like one of my dreams, combining the different kind of arts.
So you just spoke about something you love doing, and the result that you felt, you know, so great about bringing these things together. Can you share an experience of a time as a director that you faced a challenge, and then maybe talk about that and how you overcame that?
Okay, I think actually that every project, every play is a challenge. And I think this is what makes me this profession so, this is what makes me love this profession so much, because it is always a challenge. You don't know before you start how it's going to be, but you know it's going to be hard, sometimes harder, sometimes a bit better. But I really like it when it is challenging. I think my secret, or my way of approaching this challenge, is just being open and honest to the person I'm working with. So not to say like, no, I know the answer. This is the answer. This is the answer. If I don't know the answer, I just open it, and then I just say, I don't know, but we can do it together. So I always try to feel feel a part of the entire group, so that we can work together, and we can do it together if we're working together, and not putting myself on the other side and saying, okay, I know and you don't know. I think this would be my way of coming out of a very challenging and hard situation.
When you get into the rehearsal room with that project or idea, how does it start to take shape, and how do you, as the director, ultimately responsible for the overseeing this project, how do you begin working with the actors in the room?
Mm-hmm. So if I work with a script, then usually I just explain to or tell to the actors what is my concept. So what is my interpretation of the play, and how I would like to put it on stage. And then actually, usually we read the play, and then actually I don't like to talk so much. I just like to send them to the stage and do. Because I've experienced also the way of talking a lot about that, and it's just wow, oh my gosh, it's like words, and it's only the theory, but we don't know how it is then if we are doing it. So I like it more than just, okay, don't talk so much about that, we want to try this, let's try. I mean, if it's not going to be the way we want to work with, then it's okay, we tried it and now we know that it doesn't work, but let's do it. Otherwise, I don't know. If we just talk about that, I don't know. I cannot, I mean, I of course, at the beginning, I talked so much to myself and I have so many images. And then when I start to work with the actors, then it's like, yeah, now we are going to see how it works.
Well, I just wanted to finish by saying that it's so lovely to you know, for you to accept the invitation to come and talk about theatre, and also particularly at this difficult time. And just to wish you all the best of luck and success in the future. And one magical day when there is no global pandemic, good luck being back in the room with your actors and making your theatre.
Thank you so much for
Thank
the
you.
invitation. Thank you.